Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Well, the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, has co-hosted as a one-off a television show in the UK. This is a show that most of us would never have heard of, except for what's gone on in that show in the recent years. The show is called This Morning. Hugely popular show hosted by Holly Willoughby and Philip Schofield until recently. Philip Schofield, a couple of years ago, came out on the show and said, I've been married for 25 years, I've got grown children, but actually I'm gay. And everyone embraced him and said, thank you for being honest about your truth. He got a lot of support through that. Then
except for his wife. I think his wife is a bit like,
well, isn't that hard? So she's had to go and say, yeah, good on you. And the daughters go, good on you.
Good on you.
What happened then was that and there were lots of rumours about this, that he denied and then felt he had to come clean, that he had what he said was an ill-advised but legal relationship with a young man who was working on the show. The dispute was how young the man was when he started working on the show. Philip said it was completely legal, as he said, probably shouldn't have done it, but there was no illegalities there. He left the network. His co-host, Holly Willoughby, decided that she would stay on, and they were great mates, and then that all fell apart because she felt she'd been lied to through all of that. Then there was I think a kidnapping and murder threat, so she's left the show.
Right. Yeah.
So this is the show that's called This Morning, and I read this morning an article, a review of how Sarah Ferguson's hosting had gone. Let's read the review and then let's play a little bit and see what you think. This was in The Guardian, in the English Guardian. To say This Morning has had a terrible year would be a ridiculous understatement. In the space of a few months, the show managed to lose both of its hosts, one to a sex scandal, the other to a full-blown murder plot. Dark mutterings of toxic workplaces and dereliction of care have followed the entire operation ever since. And such, the show is desperate to get us to talk about anything else. This might explain why today's episode was co-hosted by the Duchess of York. Is Sarah Ferguson an experienced TV presenter? No, she's not. Does she look as if she ever watched a single episode of daytime TV in her life? Also no. Can she read a full sentence? On the basis of her performance today, it's debatable. Did the whole thing stink of a publicity stunt designed to purely drown out the show's obvious death rattle? God, yes. It says, after all, if your television program has already been tainted by a sex scandal, you may as well embrace the darkness and hire a woman with links to a dead billionaire pedophile. The show, ostensibly guest edited by Ferguson herself, seemed to delight in putting the Duchess in sticky situations. Early on, the subject of King Charles came on, to which Ferguson babbled, "They're very kind, both of them, such nice people." Despite the existence of the Mirror headline, Prince Andrew feels King Charles will cut off the power and force him out of his 30-bedroom home just a few months ago. Even the softballs threw her. As an aside, she was asked what Christmas dinners were like at Buckingham Palace. She was suddenly gripped by an existential terror. She blurted out such an abstract stream of consciousness her co-host had to slip in and ease her back down to earth. But they said how much she struggled with the autocue. It says here, at one point she jumped in on one line early, stomping over her co-host to ask herself a question. During another, she got a comma mixed up with a full stop and temporarily short-circuited herself. And yet despite everything, despite her utter ineptitude and the horrible weight of grubbiness she dragged along with her, there was something weirdly endearing about her stint in front of the camera. She watched a man cook spaghetti carbonara in the same way that people watch David Blaine do magic tricks. She'd never seen anyone do it before. When she was asked to spin the wheel competition, she was in charge of spinning the wheel and for a moment looked utterly puzzled. "It's the first time you've ever spun a wheel," they said. "It is," she said, unable to hide her luck at being given such a role. So anyway, it went on and on. They talked about the chaos. There was a phone-in segment.
Yeah.
Throughout they said ambush lingered heavy in the air because 2 live callers call in for advice. Imagine what they could have said. She spoke to both of them about wearing sexy underwear. They said at the end of it, it was incredible to watch. It gave you the same sort of thrill that you got at school whenever a dog broke through a fence and ran amok on a playing field.
What was the question about sexy underwear?
Well, let's get to that. So at the beginning, have a listen. Here's Sarah, and as they've said, she's not used to an auto cue. She's friendly, chatty, charming, a little bit off the rails. Here's the introduction to the show.
Hello and welcome to a special episode of This Morning. I'm Sarah, the Duchess of York. I've appeared on this programme many times, and as an enormous fan of the show, I've always enjoyed myself here. Today, though, I'm joining the family as co-host brackets fluff, alongside Alison and Dermot. And as guest editor for the day, I've been working with the brilliant team behind the scenes to bring you some of the topics I'm most passionate about. I hope you enjoyed today's show. All that's left for me to say is run the titles.
Sadly, not the closing titles.
That's like an AI version of her.
Well, let's get to the advice thing. The first call, well, both of them were about how people should go ahead of their love lives, and she gave both the same advice.
You pop down and get a lovely saucy underwear department in your chest of drawers, and you really make the hair, blow dry the hair, and then have a lovely, and take him out on a treat. It needs to be more treats that he's lost for words to go. And you could say, darling, I've booked your favourite place to climb. I will just be, just waiting while you come back. You go climbing, and then we can have a lovely weekend with the saucy underwear on.
Okay.
You can hear the sphincters tightening of her co-hosts.
It's like she's AI. You can just put all the words together. You can just do random.
I'm Sarah. I've always enjoyed fluff, and as an enormous fan of saucy underwear on, all that's left for me to say fluff.
Is that her, or is that just something we made up? I don't know.
I can't tell where she ends and she begins.
She'll be hosting Tipping Point.
And she'd do a better job than you. Oh, come
that
on.
is-
Come on.